Welcome back, everybody. My name is Susan. I'm a certified functional nutrition, and we have Brenda. She's a nurse practitioner, and we are going to continue our discussion. And Brenda, the last time that we were talking about how you were flipping through some magazines and you found this weightlifter, Corey Iverson, and you were impressed on, wow, look at how she looks. I don't look like that. How do you get like that? And so she was in a way a little bit like an inspiration to get better health. And so Brenda made a decision to, okay, I'm gonna kind of step in that space. So as she did, she gained a lot of muscle, and she realized that muscle is the key to longevity. And I would like to talk about that because especially with women, I think sometimes women are afraid to put on muscle and they don't understand. So talk into that just a little bit.
Yes, muscle is the metabolic currency. It's like the more muscle you have, the longer you'll live. So we want to be strong as we age. And if you are sick in bed for like 3 weeks and you don't have a lot of muscle to begin with, you're going to lose so much more muscle. You can even lose the muscles that allow you to cough, and then you can't cough and you get pneumonia, for instance.
Interesting.
And like if you are age and we do lose muscle every year, and starting in our 30s and 40s and 50s, it just keeps continuing. So it's so important as we age to lift weights. It's even more important, or do resistance training. When we're young in high school, we have all the hormones and we can still build muscle, and it's important then, but it is even almost more important as we get older. We quit moving our bodies as much and using, our muscles, and then we lose them. And your metabolism goes down, you just don't feel, we want to be functional too. I love to work with women and teach them how to lift weights and be functional so they can get down on the floor and play with their grandkids, and they can, pick up things and just be able to take care of themselves. And it's very rewarding for me to help women lift weights. I remember being at the gym years ago, and girls being on the treadmill, and they would see me lifting, and they're like, how do you know how to do that, And so I just have a really big passion about helping people lift weights, and I help a lot of people with metabolic disease and help them lose weight too. And so it's the best way to keep the weight off, because I do not want to have people gain weight back after they've made the changes. And so having more muscle just makes them, burn more calories and feel better. If you're a frail older person, or even a frail younger person, if you trip on something and you're not as strong, you can't catch yourself. And then when you fall, you hit a bone and you break your hip. And then, that's a big cause for having to be cared for in the nursing home, or, a lot of times after you break a bone, you actually don't live very long after that. So it's so important. And it's more important to prevent bone loss it's easier to prevent bone loss than to try to get it back after you lose it. So, and that's another place that hormone therapy can help, is with building bone density. And weight
estrogen
training
is a big hormone with that,
yes,
right?
and testosterone too.
Yeah.
It actually, we've had, there's a study where 1 year of hormone therapy with pellet therapy, you increase your bone density by 8%. That's huge.
That is huge.
Yeah.
Even if you lost it, can you regain it, or is it just helping prevent
you can maybe get some back too, but you need to do the resistance training and do, the hormone therapy, and walking is really good too. Walking is the best exercise because anyone can do it, and it's really good for the mental state, getting outside and some fresh air, and it helps your stress levels, and it makes you more productive at work. It lowers your blood sugar. If you can do like a 10-minute walk several times a day, that's really great. And it will lower, if you do it after a meal, it can lower your blood sugar. So it's, I like to call it exercise snacks, where you just, all throughout the day, move your body, instead of going to the gym for an hour and then sitting all day. That can kind of not be as effective. So,
well, and we're such a sedentary culture too. I mean, a lot of things in front of the computer, and I mean, like, working at home, and if you don't, have an equipment to help you keep moving, that is the best thing, is just to go outside and just walk the block.
Right.
I mean, that's better than nothing.
Definitely.
To jump back into the muscle building though, and I do know a lot of women sometimes are afraid of bulk.
Right.
And you shouldn't, because you're not going to bulk up. You're not bodybuilding when we're just doing resistant training, correct? I mean, you're defining and you're building that muscle to help protect your bones.
Exactly,
correct?
yes. Women cannot build that, I mean, unless they're taking something that's extraordinary, that's like not legal, you know, or something that's not as good for their health, they're not going to build that much, you know, muscle. We do not have the proper hormones for that. And most people don't want to, you know, look that big. But yeah, I really think that, you know, just lifting weights, you know, it doesn't have to be super heavy weights. Start with light weights, you know, even like 15 minutes a day, a few days a week, you know, and then just build up as you get stronger. It's amazing how you can actually, you know, if you stick with it, give your body some time and patience, you know, it doesn't happen overnight. Muscle growth is slow, but it's so rewarding to have that muscle. And but yeah, they say, women say, I just want to be toned. And like, okay, what is tone? Tone is muscle.
Yeah.
Just say muscle is, you know, great. And it's really important for health and longevity.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then I was going to say, you talked about metabolic health. Explain that, because it seems like that kind of goes aligned with the muscle that you need to develop in your body for longevity. So what does metabolic health mean?
Metabolic health is a really big problem in this country right now. 92% of Americans have some degree of metabolic disease, insulin resistance, prediabetes. So metabolic health is just your, you know, amount of blood sugar you have. Like if you have insulin resistance, you have a harder time burning like fat for fuel. You're burning sugar all the time, and it's hard to, you know, get started on weight loss, and you have the blood sugar going up and down. It's like a roller coaster. So like if I eat one donut, my blood sugar goes up, then it goes down, and then I'm hangry again, I gotta have another one. But if you're more, you have more metabolic, you know, currency in your body, you can just like, and if you eat fat and protein, your blood sugar stays steady. You don't have those, you know, cravings. So that will help you. You want to be a fat burner, not a sugar burner. And if you eat a lot of processed carbs and sugary
Describe
foods.
processed carbs. What does those
Processed carbs would be anything that comes in a bag with a barcode, that comes in a box.
The
you know?
BBB, the
yeah,
triple
basically,
B.
yeah.
Avoid the triple Bs.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really important to read labels, and labels can be so like confusing.
They can be.
They will put no sugar on the label, but then you turn the label around and it'll say dextrose right there. So I don't know, and it's so, you know, people see keto and they think that it's naturally good for them. So then they eat a lot of it and they, you know, think they're doing the right thing. And really, if things are labeled keto, they're probably not. It's just better to do whole foods and, you know, things that, you know, our grandmother used to eat, the basics. And so there's just so many chemicals in our food, and food companies don't care about our health. All they care about is that we like the product and that we continue to buy it, you know, and so. And
that packaging, and that's why there's a lot of the money goes into marketing.
Right.
They want to make it pretty, they want to grab it, you know, your attention, and a lot of things that I've noticed that with the labels, if they say no sugar, if you have to look at the serving size.
Yes, that too.
Yes, because that serving size is a big deal. So you may get very limited sugar and like a fourth of a teaspoon, right?
I know,
but who eats a fourth of a teaspoon of something?
I know, yeah, it's hard to stop. I know when I have sugar, it's hard to stop.
It is very hard to stop.
So yeah, it's really, I feel sorry for people out shopping because it's so hard to know what to eat.
Well, and also snacking is a big deal, and you know, just snacking. So when I'm a grazer, I should say I'm a reformed grazer.
That's good.
Yeah. So I used to graze all the time, and then as I was learning about this other world, I realized that is not the way to eat, because I'm not giving my body a rest. And I just should, and so I had to really work at stopping that grazing. And I find myself to this day wanting to reach, you know, for something, because it's just been such a long habit of mine, and I associated it with, like, if I sit down, I need to have a snack. And so it took a lot of effort, you know, to do that. So I was kind of entering into that, probably that metabolic disease issues. So.
Well, when you become menopausal, you become more insulin resistant too.
Yes.
So we have that working against us as well.
Yes.
Because my blood sugar sometimes runs a little higher than I would like to see it. But Yeah, it's better to not snack. You should just like have big meals and get satisfied. So I tell my patients, just eat 2 or 3 times a day, and just eat enough at a meal that you're satisfied. It's all about, being satisfied, because if you're full, you're not going to want to think about eating. I prioritize protein. Protein is the most important macronutrient, and it's lower in sugar. It helps build muscle. It keeps you, it has if you do like red meat, it has, a lot of the essential vitamins that you need, the B vitamins, leucine, all the things. And so it's really important to prioritize protein. So
I agree. And so what do you tell for people who are vegans or vegetarians? I mean, sorry.
I know, it's definitely harder.
It's hard.
It is so much harder.
Yeah.
You really have to make sure it's not processed, because a lot of the vegan meat or, products can have a lot of processing in them. So some people can really do it. It's just not, again, reading the labels, and making sure that it's more whole foods, and prioritizing, protein. And if they'll eat fish, that's great. Or eggs, some of them will eat that. So that eggs are like a superfood. They have everything you need in them. Yes. And everything we've been taught like 10, 15 years ago, just have to forget what you've been taught.
You really do.
Because we were told to eat every few days, or every few hours, snack, keep your metabolism going. But no, it just set us up for habits of like just eating when we're not hungry. And then like every time we have a meeting at work, or you have an event to celebrate, or even kids' soccer games at the halftime, they have snacks. It's like, we don't need to eat that often. The cavemen did not eat every couple hours.
No, they did not.
No,
and our
they did
bodies
not.
were not built. So I've dived into the space of fasting.
Yeah.
And I know it's not for everybody, but I'm a big proponent of fasting.
too.
And I believe it is what's really kind of changing my body composition, especially my waist. And it's gotten smaller.
That's
and it's
awesome.
and it's because, and it wasn't like, overly big, but I believe I had some visceral fat, and the visceral fat is what wraps around your organs that you don't see. And so I think it was really helping with that. And I did my first 24-hour fast.
Nice.
And it's easy if you baby step your way up to that.
Exactly.
And our bodies, I firmly believe, are not designed to eat all the time. They are not. And that is what I believe at core is creating a lot of this metabolic issues and disease, chronic conditions. And it doesn't help when we have a Starbucks around the corner or a convenience store around the corner to where you can just grab food the minute that you were hungry, or you're, I always go home and I always have a slushie or whatever that is. And our culture does not cater to that fasting concept. And like you said, like with the ancestors, they would go out and forage for food, and then they would eat that night, and then they may not find food the next day.
Right.
So we had to have that, our bodies have to survive.
Yes.
And we're not going to starve.
No, we are not.
No. And so do you fast?
Oh yes, definitely. And I didn't, I have been doing it like you a while, and you just build up to it.
Yeah.
I tell my patients just, break your fast at 10 in the morning to start, and then just keep, and you don't have to do it every day, but it's free. So it's not like a big marketing thing. So no one makes money off of it. So it hasn't been, really publicized, but it is really, your human growth hormone increases, your body can function and work on other things, immune system. So yeah, I really love intermittent fasting, and then when you do eat, make sure it's really high in protein, and you need that leucine, especially when you break your fast. That first meal is super important. So you need to eat quality food and make sure it's like fuel for your body. Like, what is this going to do for my body? Is this going to create disease, or is it going to help promote my health and reach my goals?
So an example, what do you do when you break your fast?
I usually have I'll have 2 hamburger patties, and sometimes I might have some broccoli or something with it, but I get so full from that, and it tastes really good, even if you have to eat at a restaurant or fast food, you can get 2 hamburger patties, and that is a good way. Or I'll have like steak, I'll bring steak, or just ground beef. I eat a lot of ground beef too, and just mix it with like marinara, or and I am like so full after eating that in the afternoon, I don't even think about food. But if you eat something, remember the fat-free thing and the low fat?
I was like the poster child for fat-free.
Snackwells.
Oh my gosh, and it kicked my butt when I mean, that is, everything showed up in premenopausal, but yeah, fat-free.
I could eat a whole bag of fat-free chips and then like not even feel like I ate anything.
No,
and then I want another one.
Yeah. Oh, and then you're crashing.
But it's fat-free.
Yeah. No, it's fat-free. And we have got to get out of that mindset.
I know.
Because healthy fats, good proteins are the way for our bodies to sustain.
Yes, we need fat for our hormones, for our brains.
Yes.
Fat just has a bad name, and so people associate it with fat. But fat does not make you fat. Use fat as your, like, keep you full.
Yes,
so
it's very satiating.
Like animal fat, like nuts and seeds and
avocados.
Avocados. I'm a big avocado person. Superfood, it has everything in it. And like, just eggs, the yolks have a lot of really good fat in it. And people are confused about that too, if they should eat the yolks. But yolks have they have choline and vitamin D and those healthy fats. They were made as a whole egg for a reason.
And I feel like we're blowing some people's minds by just talking about this. And it's not. And it's like just the non-fat. We just have to get it out of our vocabulary, because our bodies were not meant to deal with non-fat.
It's true.
And it's just fascinating that the American Standard Diet, that's what they're about. I mean, and it's just
there's so many conveniences. Foods now that they taste really good, they're cheap, they're convenient. We're all busy. It's just easier to get drive-through or whatever, or grab something real quick. But the key is like food prep, having things prepared. Like fail to plan to fail. It's so true. It just feels so good to have your food all ready. Just heat it up, and then. But even like Uber Eats and people have food delivered to their door. They don't even have to
convenience.
I know.
And I get it,
Definitely.
But if we want to have a healthy, with longevity, like you said, it's not what did you say?
Like it's not about lifespan. You want to have a good health span.
Yes.
And actually feel good.
Yes.
So.
And that's what I want, right? I want to be able to, do everything that I'm doing now, but maybe a little slower when I'm 85, right?
Exactly.
And people need to understand that it is work.
Yeah,
It's not simple.
Right.
But you need to put that effort into yourself, right? I mean, you made that decision a long time ago.
I did.
And you're like, so how did you start valuing yourself, or what made you step into that? Like, okay, you said.
It was the big why. I have a really strong why reason, because my mom died when she was 50, and I am going to be 55, and I feel amazing. Like probably the best I've ever felt.
Yeah, me too.
Menopause is, a great time in your life because, you have raised your kids, you've learned a lot, you're
wiser.
It's empowering. I love being this age, and I just, I wanted to live. I think of my mom, she never got to do so many things. My brother, he was only 45. There's so many things he missed out on in life. And so I just want to, experience everything. And at some point you have to take accountability for yourself. No one's going to save you. It has to be
medical
you.
Industry is not going to.
Nope. If your doctor will not, help you, or just puts you, gives you an antidepressant or anxiety medication, just you need to pursue another healthcare provider that can help you, because there are so many out there, and you do not deserve to feel this bad.
No, and there is another space out there, and you have to learn to tap into it. But I agree, it takes a lot of effort.
Right.
And especially with women and their hormones, I mean, it's just what we're dealt with.
Exactly. I know, it's a natural part of life.
It is.
That doesn't mean it's healthy.
No. And you have to work at it even harder.
Yeah, you really do. Because I have so many patients that have the healthiest lifestyle, and they just hit menopause, and they're like, oh my gosh, everything I did before didn't work now, you know? And so it's a lot of their hormones, and that includes the hormones of insulin too, and pre-diabetes, and maybe they're pre-diabetic, and if their blood sugar's high, it's hard. It's really hard to get started, and So we have things that can help them. And another thing is, a lot of people, they think someone like you or I are perfect. Like, we never screw up. We never have anything bad to eat. Oh my goodness.
Where's that buzzer?
No one is perfect. I seriously, you
No.
know, I have a thing for chocolate, and yeah, everyone has bad days or bad times. You just don't let those bad days add to bad weeks. You know,
Yeah,
it has
you start
to,
over.
Yeah, you start over
Yeah.
every single day, every meal. You know, it's all a balance.
It's all a balance,
Yeah,
and
it
it's
is.
also just kind of, forgiving yourself.
Right.
And just, okay, you know what, I'm going to move in that, same direction. Is to understand that there's a lot of tools out there.
Oh, yes.
To help you.
Definitely.
So, Brenda, thank you. You are
Yes.
a wealth of information and a wise person.
Oh, well, thank you. I just am so passionate about helping people, and I'm so excited every day to go to work, and I work with a great team, and we all are just seeing our patients come in, and they're just like so happy, and they feel so much better, and they got their marriage back.
That's awesome.
Yeah, their husbands are pleased, they're like a new person, and they're nicer moms, they're better employees. Everything improves when you feel better.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, it's a
well,
great
I am
feeling.
so glad that you came here today.
Thank you so much for
Yes.
having me. I loved it.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you know there's a link between diabetes and cardiovascular disease? If you have diabetes, you're more likely to have risk factors associated with cardiovascular disease, including obesity and high blood pressure. Take steps today to reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease, manage your A1C, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels, develop or maintain healthy lifestyle habits, and learn ways to manage stress. Take medicines as prescribed by your doctor. Stop smoking or using other tobacco products. Take diabetes to heart. Visit niddk.nih.gov to learn more.
Where can you watch KPAO Community Television? The channel with all of the local shows. If you live in the Omaha area, Cox Channel 22 HD is your place. If you prefer streaming, go to kpaoTVOmaha.org. And now, if you have the Apple TV box, grab our app and watch us there. KPAO on cable, streaming live, and now on Apple TV.
Prediabetes is a serious health condition where blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not yet high enough to be diagnosed as type 2 diabetes. More than 1 in 3 U.S. adults have prediabetes, but most don't know they have it, and there are usually no symptoms. Making healthy lifestyle changes can make a difference. You can prevent or delay type 2 diabetes, and you can even manage or reverse your prediabetes. Visit niddk.nih.gov to learn more.
KPAO Community Television. It has something new.
Okay, let's talk. What are we making today? Because we're using peppers.
All of your favorite shows
For the dish, I'm Pam Weeks.
are available no matter where you are.
And Marjorie, it's so good to see you.
KPAO on the go. Go to kpaoTVOmaha.org. All of your favorites now streaming.
Hi everybody, my name is Susan and I'm with Ahava FN and I am your functional nutritionist. And this is another episode of Sensible Substitution. And basically our mission is to let you understand on how to make healthier choices with baby steps so you can live that vibrant lifestyle that you're looking for. Unfortunately, 6 out of 10 people in the United States have a chronic condition. 4 out of 10 people have 2 chronic conditions, and the leading chronic condition in Omaha, Nebraska is cardiovascular disease. And even though we may not be able to get rid of the disease completely, we can definitely lessen it through our lifestyle choices and through what we eat. And so that is why I'm here to tell you on how to substitute with sensible food choices. And today I'm going to talk about the emergency food pack. Like always, we are always on the run. We've got kids to take care of, or we're traveling, and if we're hungry, we are going to stop and we're going to eat not good food. We'll go through a drive-through or go through a convenience store, and that is not good for your body. What we want to do is we want to heal your body, so we have to prepare to heal that in emergency situations like that. And if you have asthma, you're going to be bringing your inhaler with you. Or if you have an allergy, you're going to be bringing your EpiPen with you. So this is why we need to have an emergency food pack that you need to carry with you at all times, just in case you can't get something good and nutritious in your body. So what I'm going to do is just some simple substitutes to put into this emergency pack that you just carry with you. It is preparing for it, so if you have a day off, maybe you kind of decide to look at your week and see what that looks like. And this is what I do for an emergency life pack on how as I travel around and not having time to have a good healthy meal, this is what I do. I have grass-fed beef sticks. You can get those at Costco. It's great. I have almond butter, these little packages of almond butter. They are just a fantastic way. You just rip it open and then you can just put it in your mouth. I've got chia seeds. Chia seeds are great because you can just dump them in a water, let them soak for a little bit, and they're a great source of fiber and a good source of fat, and then you just drink it. Some people like it, some people don't, but I love it. It fills me up and it takes that craving away. You can do tuna packets, great protein. They've got mini cucumbers, another great buy at Costco, easy to put in a Ziploc bag. You can have hard-boiled eggs. You can have strawberries. Mixed nuts is another wonderful thing. In fact, you could just take a big Ziploc bag and throw it in your car, so if you are traveling around, you have something to snack on. You've got blackberries, and something that I like to do sometimes to prepare is that I will soak my garbanzo beans overnight, and then I'll throw olive oil in them, throw some avocado on top of it with salt and pepper and a little bit of lemon, and it is so good, and I put it in the to-go, and now I've got something fresh that you can eat. So all I'm saying is that we need to put our bodies as a priority to step into that healthy lifestyle choices. There's a lot of foods that we can choose from. Just put them in your backpack or another bag, just carry it with you. So if you do get hungry or if you don't have time to have that healthy nutritional meal, you've got something to help you get by. So let's start today. Let's, on your day off, kind of evaluate your week, see what it looks like, and then fill an emergency pack with all the good foods to eat and make sure that you carry it and grab it with you. So let's step into that healthy space with just baby steps.